Hey there team, and welcome to Divide and Conquer. So this will be my first ever Divide and Conquer campaign. I've never done one for the channel, and I've never actually played one myself. It's actually been quite a long time since I played a campaign in Medieval 2, full stop. I've not since high school, which was many years ago, when I used to play the original Third Age, well, not Third Age Reforged, the original Third Age campaign. And Dale used to be my faction of choice back then, but I'm going to be going for the Clans of Enedwaith today. And Enedwaith, that's how I say it, it's Enedwaith. So the reason for that is primarily I love their aesthetic. I've always been a big fan of the very sort of wild man look, no matter what sort of setting it's in. It's always very attractive to me. And in addition to that, I think I will blend in quite well with their playstyle. Of course, Rudour being one of my favourite factions in Reforged, really surviving on their javelins, on that more aggressive melee that aggressive charging, rather than the very sort of sturdy infantry armoured line that you get from a lot of more civilized kingdoms, or civilized nations, so to say. And in addition to that, my other favourite faction on Reforged is Cardlin. And the Clans of Enedwaith are the survivors of that kingdom. They are the descendants of the common people of Cardlin. Anyway, of course, they may not have any Dunedain blood in them, but they are still the people of Cardlin. So that's a good sort of dual reason there, I felt. And in addition to that, this is going to be a narrative campaign, similar to how I played my Avalorn campaign, but probably a little bit more intense in terms of the role-playing aspect. So what do I mean when I say a narrative campaign? What I'm going to be focusing on will be the characters, as best I can. And it's not that I will not be playing to win, and of course whenever it comes to a battle I'm going to be doing my absolute best on the battle map, but I will try my best to take characters' viewpoints, characters' opinions, and their real reasoning into account whenever I do something and I behave with them. And of course my clan leader and their viewpoint will decide an awful lot as to how I proceed. And Enedwaith gives me a lot of freedom to do that. They're of course not really set into any path, like Gondor for instance, where we would be fighting Mordor no matter what for eternity. Enedwaith really gives me a lot of choice as to whatever I want to do. Of course, this little passage here is really all that we know about the people of Enedwaith. The Divide and Conquer team have of course developed the faction quite a lot and injected a lot of their own lore in here, which I really do appreciate, and I'm going to be sort of trying to build on that and probably bend that in stages for how I want. Of course we'll be struggling, our units will struggle in the later stages, but you know, we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it, really. I love that we do have boats. We'll get into that. We'll get into why I think boats are interesting once we actually jump in. I don't think there's anything more I need to run through here. No, I think we'll jump on in. So, the music in the background, I will just be adding my own music throughout this, which will all be Adrian von Ziegler's tunes, so that's why a lot of you will have probably heard these before. I of course use these a lot in my battles, and they get used by a lot of the other Divide and Conquer YouTubers that I've been seeing, and I think they are, I think some of the tracks even have made their way into the base game, so that should be quite interesting. Adrian von Ziegler, of course, he's pumped out quite recently his dictionary for his own sort of invented language, which is very, very cool, very sort of Tolkien-esque. I love it, to sort of really invent your own language, and I've sort of been looking through a bit of that, and it's been really cool. But that's just to explain the music. But apart from that, yeah, all these rules and well, not rules, all this information, I'm sure everybody's seen that half a dozen times, but we will probably jump right on in to our faction description.
We are the last of a strong race of men. We are beset by danger at every turn. Wild wolves prey on our people, but we hunt them at all times. bringing them down but never destroying them. Much like the world and our people, the lost glory of the northern kingdom of Arnor, we were greatly troubled with the highest of men. Not so high when they come and savage a forest, tear down the bulk of what was your own. That is bitterness of many hundreds of years of time's passing, and we do not keep to it. It flows through us, like water through hands. Our greater friends Drúdain, not the Dunedain, but we respect him. I remember what it was like to have a king. Order and fealty, protection and persecution. Long we've lived upon a double-sided coin, an ironic existence. Both hunted for our actions in defence of our forests, and needed for the wars in the north. The levy men of Cardaland we were. We lived with honour, fought and died for it, and never gave in. Our history sustains us, and we will see it restored. It is what keeps us sleeping at night, albeit with one eye open, and what gives us courage to gather around campfires and talk of better times, of the histories, passed down through generations our histories are, and they fill us with hope, and sustain lives that are desperately in need of a common cause. Perhaps there's one among us who will lead the clans to unite and take our foes with common voice and hand. We are a mixed people. Within our borders lie villages of fisherfolk. Deep in the woods are great bowmen, hunters. While in the open ground are villages of people who battle each day to remember our past and carry on in the hope that it'll be restored. Our people are divided, and it may be that we need to unite by force, or under a banner of one such as you, my chieftain. A great leader's what we need, and I feel you may be the one that we have waited for. This gives me great pleasure, and it is an honour to serve you. What we lack in own military skill, we make up for in our tenacity and honour in combat. We follow our chieftains to death, and would sustain them even beyond this. From the old ruins our people will come, from the fishing villages and the forests and plain. They will all fight and die for you without question, and with considerable ferocity. It is not skill we lack unity enough to drill men, to bind them together, and fight with discipline like the men of the kingdoms do. Unlike the men of Dunland, we do not hold the bitterness of past history. We use it to look forward, not strain to see the flip side of the coin and keep hatred in our hearts. The men of ancient Cardaland are on the rise, and the foes that prey upon us best be careful, lest we find a united cause that binds us. We are ready to war with others, to take our cause and unite under one man again, not a king, but one of our own. That is enough for now.
So I just thought that would be a bit of fun to start us off, because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking over the next 20 minutes, and I thought it would be nice to at least have somebody else's voice on the video for a little bit of a break. I think that sort of real piece there gives quite a good overview of what I'll be sticking to for our history. I'm not really going to be bending any of that. Of course, the forest and the destruction of the forest will play a very large role in how I will be proceeding. But apart from that, yeah, it's just a really sort of good bedrock. I really sort of enjoyed that. This bit will, however, be read by me. This is our sort of primary focus in the beginning. Of course, the Luyu Clan is the largest of the clans. That is where we will have the capital of our new nation, or our new confederation, will be based, and this is sort of explaining from their point of view. So we, Luyu, stand ready. As the greatest of the clans of Enedwaith, the lands all about us are ours by right, and the time has come to assert our rightful ownership. The Dunlendings that inhabit the hills and plains to our east will put up the fiercest resistance, but they are fools to think that either of us can stand alone against the coming threats. They will join us or die. The time is ripe to march and unite the clans under the banner of Luyu and Enedwaith. For many years we have cultivated peace with the fishermen and clans about us, but times change and only the strong survive. have remained silent, and the world has forgotten us, but we have watched and learned. From the north, we steal knowledge of siege warfare, and by watching the folk of Rohan, we have tamed horses and used them for our own needs. We are ready to claim dominion over all of Enedwaith. To do this, the clans of Luyu, Malfin, Malruna, Calril, I did okay, Sarlane, Erinvorn, and Caladir must be conquered. Many of these clans have already sworn fealty to our lord, but a few remain rebellious. We also must bring the banners of Alkfud to the Druidane of Druith Ear, and Eisen Bay. With all the clans and peoples under our banner, Enedwaith will truly be united, and we can march forth with ever greater power. Enedwaith will rise. So that once again does sort of explain the initial goal there. I'll be going into a lot more detail about that when I do touch on our leader and his character. But we are, of course, going to be trying to unite Enedwaith. We do hold the Dunlendings. Okay, I'll explain that now. The Dunlendings to us, they are, of course, Clansmen of Enedwaith. They are a very large, and like the Luyu, well, even probably larger and more powerful than the Luyu, but they are still our brothers. And it is important that we bring them into the fold as well. They are, in our minds, being puppeteered by the White Wizard of Isengard. This tremendously powerful being has, of course, bent them to his will, and thus we cannot, although it may benefit us, we cannot trade with the Dunlendings, we cannot ally with the we certainly cannot ally with the Dunlendings, and we cannot trade or ally with Isengard, because they have shown this tremendous disrespect to our people by dominating the Dunlendings. This is not something that we can tolerate, and so we will have a very sort of unfriendly relationship with them. We're not going to be going straight away to war, because that would be, we are very aware how disastrous that would be for us. So, but it's clear that they are a soon-to-be enemy, is the best way to describe it. So is this little diplomatic information, of course, because we've gone Enedwaith, there are lots of nations that do declare war on one another and ally with one another right off the bat. So I'll be putting a timestamp then to basically jump through this moment, because this will take a little bit of time, no doubt, as I talk about our 5 primary characters right off the bat. We have Moot Lord Tremak. Moot Lord. He would be shunning the title of king. There will be many in the Luyu Clan, primarily, but some other very loyal individuals from other parts of Enedwaith who will be viewing him as king, who will be calling him king. But he is shrugging, he's trying his best to push aside that title and remain a Moot Lord. Tremak is very much a humble chieftain in this situation. But this union is his brainchild. He has pushed for it. He has made it happen, both with the strength of the Luyu clan and with his diplomatic ability. He has managed to unite. Well, he's done it. He's made a great deal of progress, and he's united a large portion of the Enedwaith clans straight away. Now, the reason that he's been able to do that is because Tremak has, and is still currently, a part of the Order, or the Guardians of Enedwaith. Now, in my own little lore, the Guardians of Enedwaith are quite similar to the Northern Dunedain in some ways. Of course, they don't have a bloodline of tremendous value to relate them to, but they hail from all across Enedwaith. The Guardians of Enedwaith are men and women that have cast off the clan system in a way, the very restrictive system that puts in place, and they have become the guardians of all Enedwaith. And as I say, Tremak has been part of this order since he was a boy, and now that he has become the chieftain of Luyu, he has said that now is the time that we actually need to unite properly. So that is why he has these guardians in his faction, in his bodyguard, but until he shows that he has been able to unite Enedwaith properly, he will be unable to recruit any more of these guardians, because as I say, they are fighting in the shadows, they are defending the people of Enedwaith from threats that are just beyond them. So that's why he's got them, but that's why we can't get them until he is succeeded in his duty, until he's shown the rest of the guardians that, like, look, you know, we've united, we can defend ourselves, we need you fighting by our side. They will still continue to fight in the shadows. So as I say, anything special? Nope. Yep. So Mutlord Tremak there, as I say, he is quite a humble man in this, and he does constantly, despite what everybody says, that this is a power grab, that he is trying to place himself as a king. He tries his very best to deny that, to fight that claim, to say that no, I am wanting to be the leader of this. Well, I'm wanting to be the leader of a confederation, not a kingdom. And everyone still has to have their say. We'll get onto that in a moment and why that is important. One more thing I need to touch on. Yes, one of the large sort of emphases that really gathered him a lot of attention was his focus on the idea that he will not live to see this union. This union of Enedwaith is not a new idea. Every few decades there's some powerful chieftain that says, I'm going to be king, I'm going to unite everybody together. But they always spread themselves too thin. They try and grab it in one lifetime. And Tremak has made it very clear that I will not live to see this dream fulfilled. He's said that with confidence, almost if it's some sort of prophecy in his mind. He will die in this process, either die on the battlefield or he will die of old age before it is completed. He is a very careful leader. He is very slow in the development and the capturing of this territory, because he wants to make sure that it is a long-term fix. We're not just going to tie these people together for 5 minutes and then as soon as Tremak dies, half a dozen chieftains from across Enedwaith jump up. No, he needs this to be permanent. So for that to be done, he needs to do it slowly. Now get that high... What the hell is high taxes? Get that out of my face. Actually, I think I need high taxes for the first few turns, but we'll talk about that in a little while. So then we have Fosca. Fosca is very young. Just 17 as the chieftain of his clan, the northern clan of Carol. So he is, in short, he is a hero worshipper of Tremak. He really adores, as soon as Tremak sort of walked in to Barad Ven to try and spread his message, Fosca was hooked. Fosca was not at that time a chieftain of the clan. This is a very sort of new development for Fosca, but he's massively in favour of it. And as are his clan. The Carol clan are very loyal to this vision. They're very loyal to the Luyu clan. Now, a lot of people would view that as just any trade. Well, the Carol clan benefit from peace. The Carol clan benefit from unity, because any trade that is passing from Alkfud to the north, to Bree, to anywhere, all has to pass through Barad Ven. So the Carol clan have grown very wealthy from this. Now, so Fosca may be, as I say, this sort of hero worshipper of Tremak, but many people are sort of looking at Fosca as, yeah, you don't actually believe this. You just sort of are wanting to benefit from the peace and the trade and prosperity that would bring. And Fosca's response would be very clearly, why is it wrong to benefit from that? Why is it wrong to want that? But either way, that's very much his character. And if Fosca was ever to secure a position of leadership, as I say, if Tremak was to perish in this endeavour, he would do his very best to follow Tremak's plan, to do everything as close to how he believes Tremak would have tried to do it. Then we have down here another very young leader, is Chieftain Hareck. Now, although Fosca may be very new to the title of Chieftain, Hareck is not. He has actually been the chieftain of Karas, of the Malruna clan, since he was around 14. Now, of course, since then he has been he has been educated and guided by his regents, but now that he's 18, he is in full control, and he has spent, as I say, these 4 years doing his very best and trying his very best to lead. Now, he joined this confederation. He led the Malruna people into this confederation because he wanted to do what was best for their safety. Hareck, being someone that has unfortunately lost his father at quite a young age, he was very driven, he was very protected by his clan. He was looked after by his clan. He views his clan as, he's not just the father of them, they are his mothers and fathers too. He is part of their family rather than the leadership figure of it. So whereas Tremak, as I say, he's spreading a very wide net, he is a man of Enedwaith, Hareck is the opposite of that. His focus is the Malruna people. This sort of has him at odds slightly with the plan of Tremak, which is to spread east and then secure the provinces in the forest of Erenvorn. Hareck, I will practice these names and I'll remember them. Hareck would much rather secure the south and the east, because that provides a buffer to the people of Malruna from outside threats. But as I say, he's already signed up to this confederation. He can't really back out now, and backing out now would just sort of lead to more death and more war for his people. And then over here we have good old Erdrick. Now, Erdrick's actually kind of a favourite of mine, I think. Erdrick is, I suppose, Erdrick the unlikely, you could say. He was the third son to his father. He was never meant to be chieftain to the Angren clan, and so thus he never really learned how to do it. Instead, he learned to fish, he learned to sail. He loves being in the sea. That's where he really wants to be, but due to the untimely death of both of his brothers, he has had to take up this mantle. It was an easy choice for him to join the Confederation with his clan behind him. Of course, it provides him security, it provides him safety for his people, and that is his real goal, because Erdrick, he's of course not saying this publicly, but Erdrick would love nothing more than to step down. Now, he knows that if he steps down, the Angren people, the people of his clan, would suffer for that. He needs to fulfill his duties. He needs to fulfill what is his birthright. But he doesn't want to. And he will step down as soon as he feels that the people of Angren are safe. As soon as there is a good sizable buffer around them, as soon as Enedwaith is strong and secure, and then he'll jump in his boat and he'll sail away. He will explore. He will do what he wants to do with his life. So Erdrick has, as I say, he spent most of his life as a fisherman, and he has many, many fond memories of his youth when he didn't have to be chieftain, when he didn't even have to think about being chieftain. He, of course, sailed very, very far, all the way up to the far north of, as close to Mythlond as a tribal or a clansman human would really be allowed to get. He adores the High Elves. They are, of course, by, heads and tails above head and shoulders, I should say, above anybody else when it comes to naval supremacy, when it comes to maritime dominance. They are, it's not so much about military dominance, I shouldn't say. It's just about dominance of the ocean. It's about the freedom and ability to go where you want safely and quickly, and that is something that he adores. And he really, unlike a lot of the other clansmen who elves are just afar off, like, yes, they're nothing to do with us, Erdrick really is quite attached to the idea of the elves. So if this campaign ever drove us in a direction where we ended up fighting the High Elves, Erdrick would very much struggle to bring himself to do that, and he would probably outright stay in Angren with the men that were loyal to him. He would really struggle to move out without good reason to fight a High Elf. In addition to that, of course, the Númenóreans, or the Númenórean descendants, he is quite sort of interested in them as well. And the Ardenaeum, they are all the way down there. The clansmen know nothing of the Ardenaeum, so it really will depend how we interact with them. The idea of piracy is, of course, something that Erdrick would detest, but it would depend on the meeting, how we meet them. That will, if it is clear they have engaged in piracy, if they are related closely to these pirates, then that would be a big issue for Erdrick. But if not, they are just some gods of the ocean, so that would be quite a nice concept. Over here, then, we have our second oldest leader. Our second most experienced chieftain is Cameron. Now, it was a shocking thing to both his clansmen and certainly to the clans around the Erenvorn clan when Cameron signed the Confederation Agreement and joined Tremac's United Enedwaith. That was really it was a shock to everybody, as I say. But given that he was so far away, Tremac can do nothing over here. He's got no control over this area. He can send a message by sea. It takes ages to get there by that time. It's a long while off, and Cameron's done whatever he wants to do, and that's exactly what Cameron wants. He's joined this confederation. He's been given money to do so, and he's been given a task. How he completes his task, however, is up to him, and how he runs this territory is up to him. So Cameron has these, I think there's 2 provinces. There's one around about here, and I think there's one around about here and I need to secure them both. That is his job. There are, of course, there's Saralan right there, I believe. But Cameron has been asked, you need to secure, well, he's been told that you need to secure these 2 places. You need to raise an army to do so. But while that's the Gwathlo remains it's out of our control until either we secure something like Tharbad up there, or I think Londair down here. Cameron will be his own leadership. It will be Cameron's territory. Cameron will be running it in a slightly unusual manner. Cameron is an environmentalist, I guess is the easiest way to describe it. He adores the forest, and he detests those that have a heritage of destroying it. So, in Cameron's eyes, the Northern Dunedain, or the descendants of the Dunedain, and even the Breelanders are as bad as the brutish orcs, because it wasn't orcs that came into our forest and burned it. Well, didn't burn it down. They did just as well. They took the wood and flew away with it, really. So it's very sort of painful to him, and any message that comes down from the Breelanders, even though they didn't personally do it, they are viewed as the people that benefited from the destruction of his forest. Any diplomacy that comes down from them will be denied. If they offer trade rights, it will be denied. If the Northern Dunedain offer trade rights, it will be denied. An alliance, it will be denied. Doesn't matter. If it comes to Cameron, or a territory that is under Cameron's control, then yeah, we have to turn it down. Which is going to be a bit annoying, because of course Cameron's going to be the first point of contact for Bree, which means I probably won't be able to get a trade deal with them unless I manage to get a diplomat up to them. As I say, if a diplomat comes down to Barad Vin, Fosca would accept it, 1, because he likes trade, 2, because that is of course what Tremac would want. So, whereas Cameron, as I say, he's disconnected, and until Tremac has a good way to get information to and from Cameron, Cameron will be his own little king on the west of the Galathlo. And I think that's everything. So yeah, we will have put a little timestamp in here. I'm just going to do a quick little cut just to make sure that everything is recorded fine and dandy. I'm sure it has, but I've had a few mess ups so far. So I'll be 2 seconds. Everything seems fine with that. So we'll actually start the real campaign from this point. So as I say, there will have been a timestamp to hopefully take you here. Now, Tremak, one thing I touched on when I was talking about Tremak, everybody needs to have their say. That's something that he's really pushing for. Both the clan leaders of each individual clan need to have their say, and also the clan's people. So he is going to be pushing for this idea of constructing these meeting huts in every province, every single one. And the reason being for that is, of course, we have to give people a place to voice their concerns, where their messages will be brought to Tremak, perhaps not immediately, but it will get there, and they will also be able to voice their concerns to the clan that they are part of. That is part of his message, part of what he wants to do. Apart from that, the 2-army strategy, I don't think I explained that too much. He wants to go for having 2 larger armies, really, rather than every individual chieftain raising up an army of their own that would just not really serve any major purpose. So, and wouldn't be able to achieve, as I say, the slow, careful advancement that he is wanting to achieve. I think he needs to start moving right now. Now, in addition to that, good old Erdrick and Hareck have some druiding to deal with inside of this fort, so they need to move to sort that out. Let's get a growth build policy over here. Just I don't think it's going to really matter too much, but and it's just a case of a few coins. Why not get that extra growth? Growth, of course, isn't as big a deal to us. We don't worry too much about it because we are basically at our final level anyway. And up here, are we happy enough with what you're going to be able to recruit? We've already used up so much money, and we've not even made any troops there. So I think we're just going to have to bite the bullet and be happy with the troops that. We don't need you to recruit anything up there. You're good, and you cannot recruit anything anyway. So we will finally end the first turn. As I say, I like this hour. Well, this episode will be about an hour long, I believe. Looking at the clock there, and most of my episodes are aiming for about an hour, which I know is quite a long time, and I totally accept that it is very tough to find the time to just sit and watch through an hour-long episode. I would recommend, because I talk very slowly, it's just the way I talk. I've tried to speak faster, but I just talk slowly. I would genuinely, this is what I do when I watch Reforged videos, when I do anything, watch it at 1.5 speed, watch it at 2 speed. You know, it just, it makes me sound a lot more normal, and it helps you get through it a lot faster. But I want to do hour-long episodes just so that I know that we are completing things. Every episode, there's going to be some slow times in this campaign, but with an hour long, there should always be something getting done. Anyway, Clan Moot at Alkford. So of course this is something that is just for Enedwaith, really, and it of course massively, I love it because it fits exactly into the narrative I'm pushing for Tremak to be going for. The Clan Moot at Alkford is the moment when clan leaders, either the chieftains themselves, if possible, if not, then a representative of them, they come to Alkford and they have a discussion. So the annual Clan Moot has ended. And so once a year, they all sort of get together and they voice their concerns, and they voice the concerns that they have gathered from the meeting huts. The meeting huts have not yet been constructed, but that's how it will be going in the future. Though your council may have its own advice, the clans believe the rebellion of Clan Malfin has lasted long enough. They have fortified the walls of Longdare and hold within the city. Their rebellion may incite others to do the same. The clans recommend you send warriors to reclaim Longdare and make Clan Malfin kneel once more. Even if victory is achieved, the clans are unsure if they will end their troublemaking or continue to cause problems for Enedwaith. So of course, Longdare is hanging out. Fornos has been grabbed. And something else I think is usually grabbed here. I have done a sort of a 20 turn test just to make sure I know a little bit about what I'm doing. Oh, fantastic. Good. Old forest staff. Good. Nice, nice, nice. Very cool stuff. I thought somebody else. Maybe they already got it. There was maybe something down there. I think Dol Amroth gets a Felland. I think they might have already grabbed it though. And I just zoomed right past. Either way, he's got another recruitment slot here. And I think I want Spearman. I think I do want Spearman. I'd love to get a Diplomat, but I think I do want... Actually, you've got a pretty decent force all in all. And I need to just have enough to recruit Cameron an army is the thing. So I might just try to... No, one unit of spears isn't going to absolutely break the bank, is it? It's 200. Is there a cheaper unit here that I could maybe get? I could get an Enedwaith Clansman, save me a bit of money, but no, let's just get some river spears. And if I end up getting some slower development with Cameron up there, then that's just the way it goes. So that's dandy. You are going to be coming over here, and oh, I've got to be careful about how I do this, because if I click this wrong, then it's silliness on my part. He can make it all the way down there. Good. So if you just want to click there, awesome. And then Erdrick, come over here, join him, please. I'm going to make 4 ladders. Each person can make 1 ladder a turn, so why not have 4 of them? And once again, turn that off and get that on growth. Now, I will definitely be losing money here. I'm definitely going to be losing... Oh, damn, he's still building that. As for you, I think it's time for Fosca to get a move on. So he's going to take everything he's got. Once again, turn this off. Make sure he doesn't end up making a ballista or something while I'm not looking. He loves to do that. Then over here, and we'll get Traumatic. Nope. You've got to wait until your Moot Keepers are ready. Now we've got to get something solid and start making your way on down. Now I will probably dabble with Fog of War a little bit when it comes to sort of finding these provinces inside of Enedwaith, but I'm pretty sure that the first province I want to take is somewhere around there, and I'll find it without too much issue. But my reasoning for that is just that it is within Enedwaith. We know this territory. We will know where that town is. Apart from that, my plan is every 3 turns. So every 3 episodes, well, yeah, no, not every 3 turns, every 3 episodes, or maybe every 2, maybe, yeah, hour-long episodes. I think every 2. So every second episode, at the end of the episode, I will. Oh gosh, oh no, that's gonna crash, isn't it? Please don't. Oh, thank goodness. Sometimes when it does that sort of little graphical thing there, it crashes out when he finishes moving. So what? Yeah, this is my actual council then. So he's got to. Traumatic has his own personal council, of course, which is from the Luyu Clan, and they're the people that are doing this. But then the Clan Moot is to be honest, the Clan Moot is what he cares about a bit more than his own Luyu Council, which sounds a bit cruel, but yeah. And of course, what they want to do is send an emissary to the Dunlendings, which we just would we're not doing that. They're being puppeteered. We can't do this. They're rebellious children that have decided to just join a very unnatural power. And all the town halls constructed, very nice to see. And we are losing money. Up here, let's see. Can you? No, I think maybe I'm missing it. Either way, he's got to leave, so we are gonna be tanking money, but got to do what you got to do. Again, turn that off. And yeah, you're definitely off. So up here though, I want to recruit from here 2 units. I want a clansman and an archer, because he's already got 2 woodsmen, which are lovely. I do like using the woodsmen. They're quite a bit of fun in the early game. I'm sure later on in the game I'll be really wanting to avoid them, but you got to what you got to do at the start anyway. Anything I want to talk about before we jump? Actually, we'll probably just jump into this battle and then talk about it in the loading screen either way. Of course, there are 4 Druidane hunters here. Druidane are going to be our allies. I will actually be making use of the Druidian Hunter unit as well. I actually quite like it. I love the poison arrows. I'm a massive fan of poison arrows. So I will be using them. I could auto battle this, and to be honest, the auto battle might give me a better shot. Well, it might give me a better shot, but I'm going to jump on it because I quite enjoy this little fight. So nice art. Yeah, it's always nice to jump into a different Lord of the Rings mod to get some different loading screens. You kind of get used to all the ones we've got for Reforged, so it's pretty cool to change it up now and again. Now, what I think is probably the best course of action here is really just to spread my men out as much as possible. There are 4, they have 4 units, I have 4 units. So these archers, I kind of just, if each of those archers can drag away a unit, then that just leaves the 2 generals, Erdrick and Hareck, over here by themselves to hopefully take on a unit each. Now, and there's no need to get rash with it. Actually, yeah, no need to get rash with anything. Just don't run. It's and you actually, you do have people moving around toward you, so there might be a reason for you to get rash soon. Well, the only person that will be throwing themselves on it is not yet. Actually, yeah. Let's just hold fire for a minute. Good old Hareck is going to be launching himself on in. Of course, Hareck fights alongside Moot Keepers, unlike... Oh, wow. Interesting. Interesting indeed. They're all flooding. Okay. Try get on the walls. Yeah, try get on the walls. So, Hareck, of course, fights alongside the Moot Keepers. My reason being for that one, you know, he's young. He's still sort of full of excitement. And he would much rather be in with the rest of his sort of warriors, really sort of arguably in his mind, putting himself right on the front line, because he's got this very sort of, even though he is a young man, he has this very sort of protective mindset of his people, and if his people are going to be putting themselves in the most risky position, then he needs to be up there with them. Whereas the elder guildsmen that most of the generals, most of the chieftains use, of course, they're fighting alongside the elders of their clan. This is interesting. They're continuing on over there. Okay. Oh shoot, they're getting shot at. Ah, of course they are. Yeah. Okay, I think it's time. It is definitely time. And Erdrick. But as I say, so for everybody else, they want to fight alongside the elders, because it kind of doubles as on-scene advisors, as well as just quality fighters for them. The real risk with charging a fort like this with a unit like Erdrick is his men are unshielded, and being, of course, the men of Enedwaith, they're not terribly well armoured. Well, there's a 7 armour. Now, because they have those 2 blades, their defensive skill is not actually terrible. So if I get them into melee, they can do alright for themselves, but it's getting into melee is the problem. Now, my archers are taking a bit of a beating here. Really should have had these guys spread out, but they're getting up on the ladders. Once they get up onto the walls, trying to fire sort of point blank. Actually, no, we're doing this. We're getting stuck in properly. They're going to take casualties, but there's no real way about it. If Erdrick can get in unmolested, that would be nice. I've attacked this castle before, of course, during my little sort of test play, but this is not exactly at all how it went. Now, of course, I want to start firing with these guys, but I don't want to like stun them all out there. So wait until these guys sort of get on the ladders, and then we'll open up. So we're just gonna have to take it on the chin. Now these archers here are gonna get stuck in melee. It's definitely not what you want. You do not want your archers getting in melee. But if it's got to happen, it's got to happen. And that is leaving Hareck here totally uncontested. What do I want to do with him when he gets up? Probably run on down. Actually, yeah, see, open fire now. You've got the high ground, but point blank like this, it really is doesn't matter too much either way. I think their arrows do 2 damage, ours do 1, or theirs do 3 and ours do 2. No, let's see. missile attack. Theirs do 3, ours do 2. I know theirs do 1 more, but they are totally unarmored, so are we. And now that they've turned their focus onto Hareck, who are decent armor and a little bit of a shield. Decent armor for us wild men anyway. Let's wait until they get up on the wall and then we'll charge on down. Over here, the Elder Guildsman. How close is Erdrick to that front line? He's quite close actually. Worryingly close, but hopefully his boys do just mince through that for him. Can you open fire there? Let's see. I think you can. I don't really... Yeah, let's put you on guard mode and see if you can just open fire. That'd be very nice. And yeah, close range arrow fire like this, even if it is low damage and from really sort of a lower quality archer, you can just do some good work. So that is nice. And you guys get on down. Why not? Get stuck in. There's a few... Yeah, the unit is definitely sort of a bit bugged out. But yeah, if you want to just get yourself down, you're getting shot at. So throw yourself into this unit here, mince them. They're actually already shaken. Jeepers. Of course, we're running here, exposing our right side, so our shields are not coming into play there. That's a bit annoying. And as I say, even though I've not got too much in the way of campaign experience, not to be too cocky, I hope that my relative knowledge of battles, as I say, from playing a lot of Reforged, I will be able to make up for my failings on the campaign map in general ways on the battlefield. See, I don't love this too much. See, that's kind of why I wanted to get them all down. But it would make sense if there were, say, a few guys up on these ladders. I'd be fine with that. But the amount of guys I've got up on those ladders is a bit much for me. But anyway, we're making contact with the gent. Jeepers sake, Hareck, don't be bloody careful. Don't love how close he's getting to that. Let's try and maybe close it in. And restructure yourself so that bloody Hareck will be away from the fighting a little bit. Speaking of away from the fighting and generals, he is still there. Good. They've not made too much ground. This is a bit annoying. Let's get you guys down here. Just step on down. Yeah, there. That's dandy. Because there's not too many more of them that we can shoot, and we're kind of just shooting in a silly way. Actually, oh no, yeah, you can. Just get on down. Or can you? Yeah, no, stuff them. Stuff them, absolutely stuff them. Just, yeah, leave them to it. Just run over here and then shoot these guys inside. The Moot Keepers, nice. As I say, General is hopefully not... Oh, this... Oh, thank God. Oh, every time I see a... Oh, jeepers sake. Once again, I thought that was Hareck going down. Every time I get one of these enemy general fallen, okay. Every time I get a message, I just think it's going to be like noble death. But is he safe over here? He's over here. He's bloodied. It's not what you want to see, but he's got enough buddies around him. And don't Hareck. Just stay. I know you want to fight, but you're okay. You keep on running. They're moving along with us, but that's not really too much of a concern. Just get there. That's a fantastic position now. And just shoot these guys. Don't shoot there. What are you doing? Don't shoot blooming there, boys. Because in time, like, these guys are pretty good, but there's not too many Elder Guildsmen in front of them. And that is fine. Good. Everything is a-okay. Good. General's fine. And yeah, this has gone really well. I think we're going to speed it on up a little bit. Because we are just mincing through them now. A few guys shooting up and over, but yeah, there's some guys over there. Just please don't hit your friends. But good close range shots like that, once again, should be tremendously powerful. You guys over here, actually, do you have a target? Run down. See if we can maybe shoot this horde in the back, just to help it keepers. As much as I want the Hareck's unit to gain some experience, it would just be better to let it happen. And now they're running away, so if you guys just want to throw jabs, no point in sort of exposing the generals to anything too messy. And yeah, shoot these guys as they run. Do you want to run into the center maybe? Yeah, no, just throw your javelins. It's always good. If you get to use up all of your javelins, then it's a fantastic situation. You guys get really close because there's nothing stopping you doing that. And I think we'll be going into 6 times speed in a moment. Yeah, as I say, I love javelin play. It's just fun for me. It's I think that I am going to be struggling in the later stages of this game, of course, especially because I'm not going to be... Yeah, we'll see how it goes. you know, I'm not going to be going out of my way to be warlike, of course. I'm going to be doing what is in the best interest. Actually, no, just charge them in melee, because you'll break them good. And shooting through, we'd end up getting friendly fire, and that's not what we want. So if you both just run into the center now, there's some hunters there that are still standing. Some hunters here that are still standing, but they're kind of struggling up against this fence post, and they are not going to last too much longer. But yeah, as I was mentioning experience, I really hope that, you know, because this is the first sort of Medieval 2 campaign I've done for a long time, and experience is a much bigger deal in Medieval 2 than it is in a lot of the later Total War games, of course. You know, experience really in Warhammer is pretty negligible. Like, you can get a triple golden chevron unit and it's like, wow, there's an extra, you know, 9 melee attack, and it's like, okay, cool, what's the standard melee attack? Oh, 62. It's like, alright, nice. So, you know, they got 71 melee attack, great, you know. So it's really not, for like lower quality units for sure it can be quite effective, but leveling up like the decent quality guys is pointless. So whereas in Medieval, you know, getting a few levels of experience is a big deal. It's harder to do, definitely a lot harder to do, but it is a lot stronger. Now that's good. So as much as I'd love to keep these guys here for free, you know, upkeep, we need to get back inside the forts. So once again, we'll split these guys up, and I probably just swapped around their units. I should have taken notice of that, but either way, they will return. Erdrick is going to be getting on back as well. So that was pretty nice. Secured that fort, stopped the devastation, of course, and got everybody home. And we'll just leave them there for now. And we'll have you not recruit anything. You're fine. Just checking again to make sure you're not going to auto-recruit. You're definitely not. And I think that's another ending turn. Good. So, as I say, when I do... Oh, yeah. You're just going to have to trust me. When I turn off my Fog of War, that I'm not going to... You know, I'm doing that for the benefit of kind of the global storytelling aspect. I will do my very best to not use information that I've learned from that to benefit me, you know, in a sort of strategic or military sense. I'm going to be really doing my best to just look at that and as I say, doing that from a storytelling perspective. So, safety and security. The annual clan moot, once again, we've got one of our clan gatherings. Some of our clansmen have fallen to the swords of our neighbours, and this bodes ill for the safety of our borders. War with these encroaching factions could be fatal, and as such, the clan lords believe that we should begin to conquer the remaining outlanders and rebel clans who have not sworn for Enedwaith. They believe that for Enedwaith to stand strong in the face of adversity, and to be sufficiently protected, our borders must extend from the castle of Argon, down to Balorn, and from the village of Gnid to the forest of Enedwaith. Erenvorn, the forest of Erenvorn. With our realms extended across all of Enedwaith, we may finally be able to stand unified and under a single banner and bring all of our clans together, a nation may well rise. Good. So that's, as of course, that really sort of explains most characters' points of views, but very much Erdrick, you know, safety, security, just unite kind of as quickly as possible if he can, so that, of course, he knows that his people are safe. And that's the kind of nice thing about the Elder Guildsmen. They are, of course, paid for when you get them inside that hut, the meeting hut, so that's good. Now I need to advance carefully. Fantastic, I've found it. Yep. I knew it was somewhere there. And I think I want to ram and... oh, I can get siege towers. Let's do that. Because what I'm going to do here... It's how many turns? It's 5 turns. I'm going to be waiting them out. Which is going to be time consuming. For Tramac, it's going to be spending a lot of money. But it's going to be safe. It's going to keep people alive. And it's going to be something that we definitely can do. So all of those things are very important. So once again, with Cameron, growth build, like low taxes growth build policies are of course something that he really does approve of. You know, he wants to sort of be as free and you know, yeah, well, as free as possible, really. In terms of buildings that he will construct, of course, because he is very focused on the... Oh, you good. I made that recruitment. Every time I see a recruitment screen pop up, I'm just like, did I recruit that? Or is that something that's come through against my will? But no, he will be very... Like, he doesn't want to build anything that damages the environment. Or primarily damages the forest. So until, as I say, until he is united with Alkford, he will not commission the construction of mines. Now, of course, mines dig underground, but they are they have to clear away forest to do so. Good old Wormtongue there from Isengard coming over to say hi. We have to refuse whatever he sends us. Now, we just saw that my southern territory turned black, so Isengard has grabbed that. Alliance and trade rights from the Dunlandings. This is simply a no. Like, this is just... There's no two ways about it. It was just a suggestion. Yes, Dunlandings, go away. You know, it's just a suggestion if you become vassalized to us, really. But they are... we just can't associate with them, really. If we associate with the Dunlandings, if we offer the Dunlandings special treatment, then everybody's going to want special treatment. Cameron's going to stand up and say, oh, yeah, look, oh, thank God. I was like, they've declared their enemies. Oh, that's kind of spooky. Goblins of Moria and Dunlandings. It'd be fun to kill some. I really would love to just get a horde of goblins and just throw javelins just over and over and over again into this like mess of goblins. That'd be a lot of fun for me. There it is. Bregost. So he is going to be trying to take that down. And I think we're ending our turn again. Yeah, just get a big horde of goblins. I don't think one thing that is kind of sad, I don't think I've got a throwing axe unit. But as I say, I'm still in a Reforged mindset, which, are you too good for me, Isengard? I said I was going to turn him down, but I still expected him to come and say hi. God damn it, that's upsetting. Just to be totally cast aside like that. But yeah, I think we're probably going to go for Bregost, and that might be us at the 1 hour mark. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, because they're going to be waiting out. Hey, Cameron, let's do it. And we're just going to be assaulting. There's no siege equipment here. It's a pretty close fight. Actually, pretty much exactly. They've got one more archer, and we've got one Enedwaith Clansman, and also their guildsman, their general, is not as experienced as Cameron. So this, of course, good old captain. So he won't be a captain, he'll be a chieftain. Aldi? I don't want to say Aldi. He's not Aldi. Ald. Something like that. He probably does know Cameron. Oh god, I love that image. Yeah, I really think that's cool. Then, yeah, so he probably does know Cameron. So this will be quite a tough fight for both of them, I'm sure, but it is what is necessary. And as I say, it's deeply painful, like all of these fights, because we are fighting the men of Enedwaith. You know, this is not we're not just fighting orcs here or some hostile invaders. You know, we're killing our people in this. So what we're going to be doing is have this slightly shielded. You know, they are shielded. They do have a shield value of, well, 1. We'll get the clansmen up front, Ernvorn woodsmen behind, and this map, I love it because, well, I love attacking it because you have this little hilltop that you can rain shots down on. So that's the initial aim. Get you guys over there. Actually, are we a little bit too close? Enedwaith hunters, are you firing on us? No, you're not. So let's get my hunters moved up first. Oh, jeepers, snowy. Very bright snow today, boys. We're going to get our archers moved up. Kind of gathering focus, but to be honest, I might just come in for the charge right now. Yeah, let's get them. So we're going to do that, and you woodsmen here, start running over this way. Cameron, yourself, do that. And woodsmen start moving up behind those clansmen. So you're planning to sort of get stuck up there, and then you're going to take fire. But then you're just going to try and rain hell onto this blob here. That's the aim. They're opening fire right now. They're pretty bunched up. We've got the corner of the skybox over there in the distance. That's quite nice to see. I do love those little sort of quirks. Yeah, just sort of get slammed right into it, and then the woodsman will come around that side. Cameron, I don't want you exposed. Oh crap, you're taking shots. You guys are going to be sort of running around here for now. Actually, no, just get stuck in there, Cameron. Their elder guildsmen are doing it, so... Are you guys getting some decent... How's that going? I think you are sort of shooting straight up, aren't you? No, you're doing okay. Oh, you're burning a lot of your arrows into the ground, but it's not so bad. Oh, jeepers sake. Ouch. Elder guildsmen must be rattling jabs into you guys. Support them, please. And then you guys keep on running that way. But then once you get there, you're going to be going for their elder guildsmen. So you can get a... Yeah, just throw now, actually. Throw now. Because they're going to... They're in melee. Okay, good. So they're not actually throwing stuff at us. They're coming out with their woodsmen, which means we've got a good shot on their woodsmen, so let's do it. Our woodsmen versus theirs. I think we've got that. Especially if we can get some good jabs into their elder guildsmen. Any throw here should be a good hit, but of course the guildsmen are what we want because they're pretty damn solid in melee. Those clansmen are actually happy in that fight. Good for them. Oh, all right. Okay, they're moving away from us. Okay, get stuck in. Archers, come over here, and you'll get some side shots then. Because actually, yeah, as much as I like that, no, I think they'll be more effective here. Even though it's a further distance, it's a clearer shot. Oh dear, the guildsmen are out of ammunition, and their guildsmen are still pretty damn healthy. So let's form up. Let's do this nicely and carefully. But we're going to be coming into the side of their woodsmen. And, oh, we're sort of hidden there, but no, just get stuck in. Yeah, they're aware of us, so nothing's going to change that. Actually, us jumping in there, is that going to be... Are we going to be bait for our own arrows? Probably, but actually, no, damn, you need to move around there. Yep, get stuck in there, guildsmen. We're losing that fight. And we need to have something of an army left after this. So if you move around, actually, instead of firing into that blob, I think you're just going to fire into this main chunk there. Jeepers sake, those poor clansmen. How are their guildsmen doing? 48. They're still pretty healthy. General, where is our general? There, Cameron is. He's getting stabbed. It's not really a good sign. Hopefully he is going to be healthy enough. Our woodsmen there are losing that fight. But with the archer support coming in, that should change quite quickly, actually. Yeah, we're getting, as I say, we could move forward, but I think we're okay there. Defeat is almost certain. Damn it, Cameron. You should be dominating people there. Where are you personally, though? You're there. Jeepers, you don't have to get stuck right into the thick of it, Cameron. Try and support your general a little bit. Try and support just everybody by approaching a little bit closer. Get more people into the fight. Keep shooting, please. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to have to try and get point-blank shots here because a few of you are just shooting up and over now. They're winning quite comfortably now. Yeah, good. What are we at percentage-wise, really? We are ahead percentage-wise, but it's still not loving our chances overall. But yeah, he's enjoying it now. Jeepers sake, Cameron, you absolute menace. You've got none of your guildsmen around you. Oh crap, I want to just move away from the fight. I want to get my archers there. But no, is it better for us to get the archers just shooting there now? Nah, just get some more shots right here. Good. Oh, thank God. Alright, okay. So that's the enemy general done, to be honest. I'm so tempted just to pull out Cameron. Because... Where are you, my man? Ah, why? You're absolutely surrounded. Push. Just save Cameron. Come on. Frickin' hell, dude. Why are you doing this to me? Good. Still some great shots into these guys. Not going to be long until the woodsmen can come around. Hunters pulling out of the fight. Our woodsmen actually are really pushing in, which is good. Getting some, at least, some people are fighting alongside Cameron. The other guildsmen have kind of left him for dead. We're losing a lot of people here, but I think it's not going to be too bad. And we should hopefully reach a point where it just topples momentarily, I'd like to think anyway. Ah, the Elder Guildsmen are actually sort of coming into the fight with, well, coming to fight against us now. I'm not seeing the armor of our general there. Give a blow with your horn. Just keep the boys ready. Nah, not sure. Those poor clansmen. I was kind of hoping they would make it through this fight, but they are very badly beaten up now. Still some Erlenborn woodsmen there. Yeah, it's just woodsmen standing their ground there. A few clansmen, well, a few elder guildsmen, no doubt. But it's looking okay. We will go into 2 times speed now, I think. Woodsmen still there. Got nothing to shoot at, archers? I find that hard to believe. No, they're right next to the position. I don't think backstabbing them would do us any good. So just shoot. Just give a few more shots into these 52-man unit. And, yeah, they'd probably break, but then they just run right there. Good. Cameron, you're fine. Just, you know, you've done enough. You've shown your heroism today, and your worth to govern the forests here. So it was important for him to, you know, if he's going to take down somebody that he knows, then he's got to be doing it face to face. That's why he was sort of willing to spread so far away from his men. And yeah, you're just going to be racking up more friendly fire at that point, so just jump into melee. Get the general over there. I don't think there's too much of a worry fighting that. Push on through. 6 times speed. We will get it done. Overall, 50%. It's pretty rough, to be honest. But, you know, that's the way it's going to go. I think all these fights are going to be pretty bloody. Oh, damn, please don't tell me they just fired their absolute point-blank shots there. Enedwaith Hunters, fantastic, yeah. Unarmored targets, as I say, even just very light damage. Archers are going to be hurting them, so it's fair enough. I really like that quote, you know, I laid low the warriors of old, and their like is not in this world today. That's just cool to me. I love that concept. I'd say I really do follow quite closely the development of Silmarillion Total War, which is really cool to just see a different aspect of Tolkien's universe in a Total War game. And I would be head over heels if we did one day get a campaign for it. I know the amount of development, now we would just occupy, we wouldn't, God, there'd be no money in it anyway, but like, because these are our countrymen, we wouldn't, let's give them a low tax, yeah. But unfortunately, Cameron and his boys are going to have to sit there. Oh, thank God, some people came back. We actually recovered a lot of those casualties. That's awesome. But yeah, great. So yeah, sit there for a minute. Now, of course, I'd love to build a meeting hut again, because this is a new territory. And although Cameron's willing to bend the rules and run things his own way a bit, he's not going to go against one of the real core tenets there. Because it's, you know, hey, who's against having, you know, giving people a voice? But yeah. And I think that is enough for our first episode there. So as I say, next episode, at the end of it, I'll do, you know, like 50 minutes or something, then I'll turn off Fog of War and I'll have a look around. But I won't do that this episode. And yeah, thank you guys. Hopefully this was relatively interesting. Hopefully you're a bit hooked into my story, and you're intrigued as to where we might take it. But either way, thanks so much for giving it a try. See ya.